everybody, we're live here at SeaWorld San Diego with the cast of Sea Lions Live, and in a few weeks, Sea Lions Tonight. We have trainer George here with us. Hi George, good morning.
Good morning. Hi everybody, welcome to Sea Lion and Otter Amphitheater. My name is George, I'm one of the senior trainers here. And you're joining us live this morning during our morning session time when we interact with the animals and they learn new things and we hang out with them. And so you're going to see a lot of really cool things this morning. Currently what's going on right behind me is an otter behavior that we're going to be showcasing for Sea Lions Live tonight, or Sea Lions Tonight, excuse me. Our specialty show come summer. A new otter behavior, which of course we all know that everybody loves otters. And the behavior involves them coming out and spinning this wheel, or running through this wheel here. Now one thing I'm going to remind you, working otters is kind of one of the coolest but most challenging things because of their attention span. We have to do things, change things so that they understand what we expect from them. And so it involves a lot of time, a lot of effort. But as you can see, the end result is really, really, really cool. And of course, really cool for you folks when you come and hang out and watch some of our specialty shows here at Sea Lions Live and Sea Lions Tonight. Now we have 10 Asian small-clawed river otters that live here at Sea Lion Amphitheater, and they all actually play the role of Opie Otter in our show. They all have individual names. For those of you who didn't know, they all have individual names, and that is one of the coolest things about working with California sea lions and Asian small-clawed otters is that they recognize their name. They're conditioned to know their names, and we are on stage, off mic a lot. And you may not see it from a guest perspective, but we are working with the animals and calling them by their real name when we have shows. Like I said, we have 10 Asian small-clawed otters that live here. They all play the role of Opie Otter in our show. Our youngest is 3 years old, and our oldest is actually 18 years old. He'll be 19 this year.
Wow.
His name is Willow. Yeah, very cool.
We'll show everybody how your set looks like over here. And for those of you just joining us, fans, we are live at SeaWorld San Diego. We're here with George. We are watching a training session. They do this every morning, right, George?
Every morning, yes. So it's part of our routine here at Sea Lion area. We come out, we interact with them. So there are various types of sessions that the animals are involved with. So a learning session, obviously. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
I love that you get
excited. Come here. You gotta get closer. We gotta get closer.
Okay, fans, we're gonna bring you closer.
Okay, you guys have no idea. Hold on one second. You have no idea how awesome this animal is. Now, when you hear of Clyde, whenever you hear of Clyde here at SeaWorld San Diego, this is our Clyde. This is our beautiful, most recognized sea lion at Sea Lion area. His name is Duke.
Aww, Duke.
And again, remember, the animals have stage names come showtime, but they all have individual names. Now this is Duke, and he was born right here at SeaWorld over at the Sea Lion exhibit. He is going to be 21 years old. And actually what I want to do is I want to invite you guys to actually give us some emojis. In a month, he'll actually turn 21. And that's kind of a big deal for sea lions. Sea lions on average live 20 to 25 years, and Duke's going to be 21. Super special. He's a veteran animal that knows a lot of behaviors. He knows various versions of all of our specialty shows, day shows. And so when you come to SeaWorld, Duke will be here. He's our Clyde. Now, Duke is very special to all of us, of course. I've been in this area for about 11 years now. And I started working with Duke when he was just 9 years old. So imagine that. He was 9 when I first started working with him, and he's going to be 21 in a month.
Wow.
Now, if you guys want to actually see a celebration, like maybe a Sea Lion birthday party, I think that you guys should send me some smiley emojis or something. Let us know, because I think we should have a party for Duke. I mean, he deserves it, right? He'll be 21 years old.
Big boy Duke.
We all know that 21 is kind of a cool age for a lot of people.
Okay.
Now listen up and look and observe. Now Duke here is he's a veteran animal with water work. We swim with our sea lions here. It's a form of enrichment. It's a different type of session for these animals. He's a veteran, he knows. And we have Tara there, another senior trainer. We're preparing for our Sea Lions Tonight show. We have a waterwork segment in the show. And we're just kind of reminding Duke of the behaviors that he already knows. And of course, it's a good time for Tara to spend some time with Duke and let him know how much she appreciates working with him. Now this is a cool behavior called a peck push, where the sea lions come up and then you put your legs on his chest and he just goes for a swim. Now sea lions are very, very strong animals. Most of their muscle mass is on their chest. So a 100-pound trainer like Tara in the water with Duke, that's nothing for Duke. I don't know if you've seen them out on cliffs. They jump off the cliffs and the first thing that they hit is that chest onto the ocean, right? They're very, very, very strong animals. And unlike dolphins, sea lions actually use their front flippers to propel themselves through the water. So this is a perfect example of how strong Duke is. Now Duke weighs 634 pounds. He's actually reached weights of about 750 pounds. He's a big guy. And natural history of adult male California sea lions is they actually get larger, bigger as we get closer to summer. But here at SeaWorld, we actually manage that quite well. We keep the water really, really, really chill for him. It's just like diving into a nice, cool pool when it's hot out. Now I want to explain something and make sure that you guys all understand as you watch Tara interact with Duke here. A lot of what we do, and you guys I'm sure have heard this before, involves relationship, guys. Without those cool relationships with the animals, we really couldn't do the things that we do, and to show you folks how special that is. And so this is a perfect example of Tara just hanging out. Tara's an experienced trainer, Duke's an experienced animal, and they're just hanging out, kind of going over things that they've done for years past. Now,
hey George, really quick, I just want to say we have fans from the UK watching us right now.
We love the UK! I want to go visit the UK! They have sea lions in UK? I don't know. But yay again for Duke. And again, I'm going to remind you folks, if you guys want us to celebrate Duke's 21st birthday in 1 month, I think that you guys should give us some happy emojis or whatever emojis, heart emojis, to let us know that we should have a birthday celebration for my man Duke.
And for fans just joining us, again, we are live at SeaWorld San Diego. We are observing training sessions, and we have George and his fellow trainers here. We have Tara, we have Jenna.
All right, so now I have to tell you, there's this behavior called a splash. And it sounds like Jenna wants me to go out there and take the splash. So I'll show you. Just watch me.
Fans, really quick, send those haha emojis if you want George to get wet.
If you want me to do it, ha-has, otherwise I won't do it. What are they saying?
Well, they're doing hearts right now, so I guess our fans.
They love Duke.
Yeah, or they love you.
They love you.
I'm seeing those two haha emojis.
All
Let's
right,
see,
so
George.
This is a behavior that we that comes out in the Sea Lions
George,
Live.
George,
What?
I'm gonna stand. I don't want to get wet, so
Don't
I'm
get
gonna
wet.
move.
No. I know.
But our fans are sending those haha emojis. They want you to get wet this morning.
You guys,
take
relax,
one for the
be
team.
Nice. I was going to tell you, you know, being an animal trainer, you have to get used to being wet all the time. Now, sea lion trainers don't like to be wet because we're almost always dry. But when it comes time to getting wet, it's fun, right? I have to remind myself, my job, I love it. I love interacting with these animals. All right, enough of me talking because I talk a lot.
They're filling the screens with ha-has, George. All right, here we go, fans. Oh my gosh, those ha emojis.
This is just another day at work. Can you do this at work? I don't know. And look at this. That was actually a perfect splash, but that is a segment in our Sea Lions live show where the burglar comes running out and he stands here, and of course Super Seymour comes out and gives him one of these. So you saw that live here today.
George, our fan Jennifer says awesomeness.
Awesomeness. It is, Jennifer. Very cool. So we're gonna move on to the next. Oh, look at that! That there is Victor.
Oh,
His name
hi,
is
Victor.
Victor was also born right here at SeaWorld. Now, a special thing about Victor that I'm going to tell you. In 2004, we had this domoic acid season. It's a toxicity that occurs out in the open ocean, the red bloom. And a lot of us here in San Diego, even those of you that live along the coast, at night when you go out swimming in the ocean, the bioluminescence lights up, right? It's a really cool effect where you go swimming and it's just lit up. It looks like, how would you describe it? It just lights up at night, right? Well, the thing that happens there is that because of that toxin, it actually creates a toxicity called domoic acid. Now that kind of moves up on its way in the food chain. It affects fish, which then of course sea lions eat fish. and it affects these California sea lions. We saw a couple events where sea lions were stranding themselves because of this toxicity. Victor's mom actually had that toxicity. She didn't recover very well from that toxicity, but he was actually born here during that time. And at that point, the federal government determines that animals are considered non-releasable because they are under human care at such a young age. And so, because of that, Vic actually came to us at 3 years old. He lived over at the sea lion exhibit for a while to learn how to be a sea lion and interact with sea lions. And then he came over to Sea Lion Stadium at that age. He's now 12 years old.
Wow.
And we've been working with him ever since. Now, Vic is a very, very smart animal, a very athletic animal. As you can see, as he comes up, he's learning a behavior we call a breach. Now, that instrument that you see Bradley on stage holding in his hand is called a target pull. Animals here at SeaWorld know how to follow hand targets. It's kind of training 101. They learn how to follow our hands so that we can lead them through behaviors to eventually create some of the behaviors that you guys see in our shows. Now, that breach behavior has to involve an extension of our hand, and that's when we condition those long pulls with that bead. Animals are trained to follow those beads. You've seen them with killer whales, our orcas, you've seen them with our dolphins, you've seen them with our sea lions, and even some of our Asian small-clawed otters, okay? So they're all trained on how to follow those things. And with those target pulls, of course, we can lead them through all these really cool behaviors that you guys see. How about some questions? I want to hear some questions. What do you guys want to know about here at Sea Lion Stadium?
Send those questions over, fans.
Please.
Oh, George.
Yes.
Hi from Portugal. We got one of our fans saying that.
Portugal, I wish I spoke, what do they speak out of, Portuguese?
Yep.
Yeah, I wish I spoke Portuguese, but hello, Portugal! So again, an example, we have various types of interactive sessions with the animals. A learning session where they learn new behaviors. Relationship sessions where we hang out with them. Exercise session. We all know how important it is to exercise, and our animals are exercised here at SeaWorld as well. It's all very important things to contribute to their well-being. Now here's the behavior. He's supposed to follow that beat. Oh, look at that. Didn't I just tell you that Victor's a very athletic animal? He knows a backflip. And he's an animal that can do it both ways, and he comes up and out of that water really, really very, very, very high.
Okay, George, we have similar questions from fans, but we'll take, I think fan Kiara, I hope I'm saying your name right. My 8-year-old daughter says, how do you train them?
How do we train them? That's a good question, Kiara. And tell your daughter that training involves a lot of things. It involves time and patience. And we as trainers, my job really is I am a teacher. I'm a sea lion and otter teacher. And I change what I do to help the animals understand what we'd like to communicate. There are really cool, spectacular behaviors. There are behaviors that allow us to take really good care of the animals here at SeaWorld. But all of those behaviors, of course, involve small steps. Things we call, you ready for this, Kiara? Approximations. Small steps. Fancy word, right? But it takes some time. It depends on the animal. Some animals pick things up real fast and others don't. And so it's our job to change, again, what we do to help those animals understand to get to that final behavior. Victor here is an experienced animal, and he looks like he's going to be done with this session. Now I'm going to tell you guys, we have 10 California sea lions that call this area home. They all interact with each other. They all socialize. We have pools back there. We change them up so that they're always doing something different, living with different sea lions. They're a social unit. Out in the open ocean, you'd find them on cliffs, hanging out, laying on top of each other, and they do a lot of that. All right, here is George. My name's George. We have a sea lion named George as well. George the sea lion, hi Georgie, is really very smart, super athletic. Now Jenna here is working a behavior that we're gonna showcase in our Sea Lions live show.
Whoa, that was fast!
That was fast.
Was that a fast one?
That was a fast one, yeah.
Wow.
Sea lions can swim up to about 10 to 12 miles an hour. That's pretty fast. They said that the fastest Olympic swimmer swims at 4 miles an hour. And I don't know, there might be some swimmers out there. Do we have swimmers out there? Can you help me out here? I think it's like 4 miles an hour.
Whoa, look at that, fans! Okay, I have a funny question for you from fan Jay.
We love funny because sea lion otter is funny. We're all about
Do you go home every day smelling of fish?
I do. It's part of the gig. And you know what? I love it. There he goes. Good boy. We do go home smelling like fish, but I spend a lot of time in the shower, so that seems to help. So going back to what we were talking about how fast they can swim. Again, remember you guys, they use those pec muscles to help them propel themselves through the water. So the behavior involves them coming out, swimming fast.
Whoa, whoa!
Now I'm going to clue you guys in, since you guys are all on Facebook Live right now. This is going to be a segment for our orca encounter. Come sea lions tonight. So you're getting a first-hand look at a new behavior sequence for our sea lions tonight.
Fans, go ahead, George. Sorry, I'm reminding our fans we're live at SeaWorld San Diego with George.
Good morning. We're here this morning with our sea lions and our experienced trainers, and we're going through the various types of sessions with the animals. This is George, and he's learning a breach.
Whoa. And these are natural behaviors, right, George, that we're showcasing in the show so that people can know what behaviors sea lions have.
Absolutely. So what we do is we modify those natural behaviors, obviously, right? But we'd like to showcase how strong they are, how fast they can move, how agile they are. And so by training behaviors, you guys can see firsthand really how unique and how amazing these animals really are. Our hope is that you guys come to SeaWorld and walk away with a little bit more knowledge about all of the animals you encounter within our park. That's the special thing about having zoos and aquariums like SeaWorld, is that we take the time to show you folks just how amazing these animals really are. And I'm biased, but sea lions are my favorite animal. Just saying.
I wonder why.
I wonder why that would be. All right, I want to hear more questions. Come on, throw them at me, guys.
Okay, we have some fans with their kids are asking, how do you become a trainer?
How do you become a trainer? That's a good question. And I'll let you guys know, my first interaction at SeaWorld was in 3rd grade. I came on an educational school field trip, and I saw dolphins and killer whales and sea lions, and that really made the connection to one day get to where I am now. So, to become a trainer, you have to be scuba certified. You have to be a decent swimmer, or a good swimmer. I didn't really know how to swim. I kind of trained myself how to swim. That's a little secret. But I was able to get to the point where we do have a swim test that you're required to take. As we watch George perform his behavior here. So again, scuba certification, you have to be a good swimmer. You have to be comfortable in front of groups of people and interact with people, because a lot of what we do is educating people about the things that we do. And then you have a microphone test. You have to be comfortable on a microphone. Once you go through that, they actually look at your background. Do you have animal history? Do you have any kind of animal handling experience? Do you have experience in theater or on stage? Do you have experience doing a variety of things? Do you have a college degree? And that's super important, because that really, when it comes right down to making the decisions, there are two really good qualified people that both have animal experience, that are scuba certified, that passed the swim test, that did a good job. Well, do we give it to the person that has a college education in psychology, or a person that may not have gone to college? And you don't have to go to college to do what we do, but again, you have to have things that'll kind of help you distinguish yourself from a large applicant pool. And of course, your first summer, you're learning a lot. We train trainers how to train here at SeaWorld. You are here initially come summer to support our staff, to help me and experienced trainers get through our summer, because it is a lot of work.
And observation too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You're observing a lot, because you're learning how to work with animals. And there may be people, and I know I've had experience with people that have grown up on farms, but working with a marine mammal is very different to working with horses, cows, pigs. It's all really good animal experience. And our training techniques are very special. What we do here, we've done over 50 years now. We've learned a lot, we've done a lot, and it's actually some of the best training you'll find.
Awesome.
Very cool.
Again, fans, to all our international fans, we saw Brazil, we saw Singapore. Isn't it nighttime in Singapore right now?
They're awake. Sleeping right now, or are you up late? What's going on, guys?
Now, George, one of the questions I saw too was, rescue segment. One of our questions too is, let's say you're working with the animals, right? If you've requested a behavior
Sure.
and they don't do that behavior, how do you go about with that?
Okay.
It's always a requested behavior, right?
That's a great question. I'm gonna give you an analogy. Back in the day when you were, I don't know, let's just say you're 6, 7, 8 years old, and your mom came knocking on your door and said, "Wake up! It's time to go to school," and you didn't get out of bed. What happened? Probably nothing. She came back 10, 15 minutes later. "Wake up! It's time to go to school." You did nothing. Probably came back again. Well, we don't draw any attention to behaviors that animals don't want to participate in, cooperate with. That's fine. You know what? It's okay. We're going to move around that kind of stuff. Our behavior training here at SeaWorld focuses on positive reinforcement. It focuses on cooperation. And of course, giving
George, what did he say?
He says, "Hello, Portugal. Hello, UK."
I thought you were gonna say he said.
You said no.
What did you say? Okay, he said he didn't push me, but I think he did.
I think he did too. Those sea lions.
Get out of here.
So this is what we call the rescue segment. Again, you guys are getting a first-hand look at some of the sequences you're going to see for our Sea Lions Tonight show. So it's a good thing you logged on this morning to Facebook Live to watch this behind-the-scenes stuff here at Sea Lion area. Very cool. So the animal that you're seeing right now is Murdoch. And we're very lucky because Murdoch came to us from SeaWorld of Florida. And he was 3 years old. And then he came to us here and he's been living here. He is 6, going to be 7 years old. He weighs 350 pounds.
Wow.
He's only 7 years old. Imagine when he's Duke's age or Duke's size, he's going to be big. He's going to be a big sea lion. And you can kind of tell by those big front flippers. Ew. Sea lion kisses are the best kisses, but can be pretty fishy.
Oh, this is a great question.
Yeah.
Fanda Man is asking, do they recognize words? Love that question.
Absolutely. The cool advantage that we have working sea lions and otters is that we actually speak to our animals. We speak to our sea lions, we praise them, we encourage them during training, and we'll listen in right now. I'll just let you listen for a little bit. You can't really hear Jenna, but she's asking him to stay. They're communicating with the animal, and it helps us with our training. We don't have that advantage with our dolphins and killer whales because they're more sensitive to higher frequency tones compared to sea lions and otters. They actually take our verbal cues. There are different types of signals that we use with sea lions and otters. Verbal, where they hear us, visual, where they see it, and tactile, where they feel it. And so that's an advantage of working with sea lions. But yes, they definitely can understand the inflection of our tones. And it's very important when it comes to training. Now here's an example of Murdoch. He's kind of newer to water work. But again, we have an experienced trainer in the water with Murdoch. And he's learning something we call a hydrocircle.
Oh, cool.
Very cool.
Okay, how was it?
Now guys, I'm sure you just heard Tara use the word okay. You've seen killer whale or orca trainers with the whistle and dolphin trainers with the whistle. We use the word okay. It's called a bridge signal. Say it. Bridge signal.
Everybody say it in front of your computer.
Bridge signal. And so that really what that is just it creates a bridge between the time lapse. It's a time lapse between the time an animal performs a behavior and the time it gets reinforced for behavior. Now sea lions love a variety of things, and as well do our dolphins and orcas. Fish, which obviously they enjoy the most. And then there are other things that we call secondary reinforcers. I'm getting really technical.
You're giving our fans a great lesson, George. Fans, if you like us, one of our fans, I think Fan M said bridge signal, so she typed it instead of saying it on the computer.
Signal.
But hey, fans, while George is telling you all these things, send us those heart or like emojis. So George, you were saying?
So yeah, we're going back to the bridge whistle. So you've seen the whistles and you've seen the word okay. They enjoy a bunch of stuff. Food, obviously, was something that they enjoy the most. But then there are things other than food. Time with your trainer, different types of toys, ice, poses, even just hanging out with your trainer. They enjoy us. They love us. We love them. We spend a lot of time with them. So there are different types of reinforcers that we use throughout our training program here. All right, well, looks like we're going to be done with our morning session time. We I thank you so much for joining us this morning. It was so much fun for me and so much fun for the staff here. We
George.
hope that you guys come back and visit us. And again, I want to see heart emojis, haha emojis.
Well, our
whatever.
fans are sending them. And Fan Melody says, you're doing a great job explaining this.
Oh, very cool. Thank you so much. But again, let's celebrate Duke's birthday in a month. What do you guys think?
I
Okay.
say yes. Send those haha emojis.
Haha.
We'll do a broadcast. Thanks for joining us, fans. We'll see you later.
Bye.